Good morning. Kyle Gibbons, Operations Section Chief on the Tyee Ridge Complex for September 6th. So I'm going to give you a operational update for September 6th. So on the Tyee Ridge Complex, it's basically west of Sutherland and then goes all the way up to Drain off of I-5. So Drain, Yoncall area, so everything's west of that location. So it was started as 14 lightning strikes, as a lot of you know. We've continued to make considerable progress starting on these incidents the last part of August. So here on Big Tom, continue to mop up and improve the perimeter. There's still heat in the interior of this fire, but that first 150 feet around the edges, crews have been in there every day mopping up that stuff and digging it up, putting water on it. And everything's looking pretty good there. And then several other smaller fires. We have Hardscrabble, Blue Hole, Yellow Point, Raccoon Drive. So all of those other fires are in a patrol status. So crews will check on them every day. And we haven't been finding any heat in there. So we actually pulled the hose lays and the hardware out of those locations. Continue to work on Big Tom to the north though. So then working our way down, we have two bigger fires that have continued to, we've made progress on, but there's continued to be issues with steep ground and areas we can't get crews into. So that would be the Lighthouse fire and the Cougar Creek fire. So we'll switch over to a different map and get a little bit more specific on the areas we're working on here. So on the Lighthouse fire, these hash marks are dozer lines, and then the R's are roads, and then the H are hand lines. So we use a combination of roads, dozer lines, and hand lines to get a perimeter on the edge of fires, and then work our way in from the perimeter to secure that fire in the smallest footprint as safe as we can. So for example, here in the Lighthouse fire, we had some plans to bring it all the way down to the road due to the steepness of the terrain. So that would have been Tyee Road. And then upon further assessment and looks, we developed a hand line that cut across. We used some tethered machines to get that line started. So we used feller bunchers. They had a tether on the back. So we'd start the line down, and then we completed that with hand line. So yesterday, very successful for the Lighthouse fire. We were able to get in here and light this line off. So it was probably 40 to 50 acres was the actual burn. And then we were able to burn off this line. A lot of it was on rock in grass. So it was kind of, we connected some spots of the bluffy rocks there that we could get down safely with hand lines. We put a hose lay in there, and then we held that stuff with aircraft and then also hand crews in this area. So that burn went really successful, and we don't anticipate problems on the Lighthouse fire. So we'll get in there and mop that stuff up. So basically crews on the edge using water, hoses, and then we'll use aircraft if we have to keep that in check today during that burn window. So that'll be the plan, is to hold that fire right there, and then we won't be bringing fire down to Tyee Road. And there's several lines on the map, and you can see once we kind of had the fire hung up, the weather changed. We went in and assessed this situation and got the line as tight as possible, so that saves that resource. And then it's also safer, it limits the exposure hours for crews to keep that fire in that smallest footprint we can. So doing very similar over here on the Cougar Creek fire. We had a burn going on there yesterday as well. So when I'm talking about the burn window, the humidity's been coming up at night. So during the day, there's a short burn window in the middle of the day when the humidity goes down and things will burn. So another area where there's rock bluffs in here. We had several lines in this location trying to stop this fire, and the fire got across them. So the plan now is to bring this fire down and just work it down to these roads here. So it'd be Briarwood, trying to bring it down and get it tightened here, and then get it into ground where we can get a perimeter on it. So as we move forward over the next couple of days, during that burn window, we'll bring that fire along the perimeter and work it down here on what we're calling Division Foxtrot. So as far as the rest of the Cougar Creek fire, we're getting in there with hand crews, mopping up, and then working this area with the structures fairly heavy, working in people's backyards, maintaining that perimeter, and making sure we get a lot of those areas of hazards and heat knocked out, and especially for the residents, so they can feel more comfortable there in their own homes. Okay, and so to wrap it up for today, the plan will be to continue with taking advantage of the burn windows in a couple strategic locations, and other than that, we'll just continue the mop up on the perimeter of the fire and secure that perimeter. Thank you.